It's October in Nduta refugee camp, Kigoma region, Tanzania. The sky is blue, the plants are green, but stories of people living inside these houses may not be as palatable as the weather. In this camp is where 42-year-old Twizere, one of the refugees who fled the unrest in Burundi, has lived for the past 1 year. He is among the 127,000 Burundian refugees living in the camp. Most of these refugees have witnessed violence, assault, and war, and according to mental health experts, such people may harbor hidden scars in their psyche. Here, Twizere tells his story as he speaks to a mental health expert. This was during a counseling session at a hospital run by Médecins Sans Frontières or Doctors Without Borders. This is a medical humanitarian organization operating in Nduta. Twizere asked MCL Digital not to air his voice.
I've been left with nothing. I used to own cows and goats in Burundi. I've become poor. One day I go back home.
Twizere's situation, and that facing many other refugees in the camp, is better explained by psychologists. Rusura Rincon, MSF's psychologist who works as an expatriate from Mexico City, explains.
Here in Nduta camp, the refugees are coming from a situation very complex. They have suffered for terrible situation in their country. So most of them are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, and also the main disease, mental disease or disorder, it's depression and anxiety. And so we are trying to do individual consultation for them, also group sessions, where we are trying to support them emotionally. Also the team of mental health of MSF, it's a team of doctors, of nurses that support them physically, but our team of mental health is supporting them emotionally, to basically trying to make an abnormal situation, trying to make them cope with the situation. Nevertheless, it was very stressful, or it is very stressful to have lack of needs, for example, basic needs, basic services here in the camp, and have a lot of loss of property, of family, and try to form their lives in a new context. Probably they will have new symptoms that are normal for an abnormal situation. So basically we are trying to normalize their symptoms, to make them reunite with a community, a new community here, and this will make them feel make them have a well-being, and cope with the situation in a better world, in a better way.
What are the main triggers of mental health problems in the camps?
Well, the main trigger is, for example, now in the last information of the reports that we do normally every month, we can say that there are a lot of patients that have family with severe illness, and this stress them a lot. Also, a traumatic situation that they have suffered. Mm-hmm. This is a trigger. Lack of needs. This is another trigger of basic services. Mm-hmm. And the post-traumatic stress disorder, it's telling us that the trigger is the traumatic event that they suffer, and through their way of coming here and in their country. Mm-hmm. So, and also adapting here in new conditions could be difficult, but that's the main triggers that we can see.
On one afternoon, when I went to the camp, a team of mental health professionals from MSF were going out to various posts to provide the services to most other refugees. This afternoon in Nduta refugee camp, and the mental health team is being dispatched to their workstations, ready for work. So, the story of Mr. Twizere, who was diagnosed with severe mental health disorder, is not isolated. He is one of the 400 mental health patients who seek consultation at MSF every month. 30% have depression. Most patients with mental health disorders in Nduta camp are women. 29-year-old Mkeshimana, a mother of 3, is raising her 3 children in the absence of their father. But she's battling depression. She told MCL Digital that her husband went for another woman, and it was so painful to her. But then, life continues. To beat off stress, this refugee has decided to entertain the staff who work in the camp. He calls himself the Diamond Platinum of the camp. He also entertains other refugees as part of health promotion in Nduta refugee camp. He says,
sorry kidogo, don't play with your life. You're my brother, wanna tell you my life. Hajumana kene ya maberebe, tasaga buru zitatu, erikumana nini care, yama mubiri, sagni gaburo, hamwe, nananga group, bitumana group, na piri kitu zoma nuru ndava ki, everybody yeah, everybody yeah. Wimbo unamaanisha kwamba wawape chakula nzuri wazazi ili watoto wapate maisha mazuri, afya nzuri.
Sporting activities are an important component in improving the refugees' mental health. However, sports like football have been banned for security reasons. MSF's mental health coordinator in the camp, Mr. Peter Jengela, believes sports activities could relieve the refugees of stress and reduce mental health challenges.
Sports and games, because in psychology, also in social life, we believe that sports and games is very essential, because it's making people coming together, discussing some other issues, problems, sharings, and also having fun, reducing some stresses, because they don't have a lot of maybe things to do here, economical, social issues, so they can use sports as a coping mechanism for other problems, relieving and reducing their stress, yes, in sport. But here, maybe they don't have a lot of sports and games which are making them maybe coming together and participating into that. There are some other NGOs, of course, who are doing that, but maybe it is not like, because some of them, they are complaining that they have only maybe one playground for the football, but some of them, they are coming from other sports, for example, zone number 1921. It's difficult for them to come in the evening and participate maybe in football. So if it will be possible, they can have maybe more grounds, so it will be good for them to have more time to participate in sports rather than doing some other issues, especially for you.
Mr. Renova Nyungabo, a Burundian refugee who is also a health worker in Nduta refugee camp, explains.
In the camp, it's difficult because what's happened? We were having some sport day, practice some physical exercises, and being together with friends, listening to small music, talking about some story which can help us to forget some bad events which happened in the country, and the relatives we left, the good friend we left, we lost, but now then, because it happened an event and MHA has forbidden sport to be organized in the camp, then it's really difficult now. But you should,
why is it?
it's because the playground, instead of appear a ground to let people feel happen, but there was quarrels, fightings between football clubs, and they intervene and successfully then.
So for security reasons, they could not allow it.
They stopped.
The refugees with mental health problems face other challenges.
We have a lot of challenges, especially for our patients. For example, psychiatric patients, they almost need caretakers or caregivers, but most of them, they don't have caretakers. So sometimes we are admitting them here in the hospital, so they are getting treatment, but when we discharge them, they are going back to the community or to the society, and they don't have anyone to take care of them. So we are working also with other organizations like Brand, We are also working with Helpage and some other organizations who are helping us to find the caretaker. But it is not so easy.
As we walked through the camp, a sense of idleness among the refugees was vivid. As countries mark World Mental Health Day, details in Nduta camp uncover the stark reality that refugees with various mental health disorders are facing. But as nature dictates, life goes on.
Firstly, Lenova. Second, journalist of Tanzania. And the DJ Abubakari. Financial finale. Honey means money. Yeah. Let me search your life.
Reporting for MCR Digital from Kigoma, this is Siriaku Sibuguzi.
Mwalimu wa kita ndani. Hausi.